Hello, crypto world. Welcome to the Chart Historian. My name is Justin, and on this channel, I delve deep into crypto charts, exploring chart structures, fractals, and patterns. Well, folks, in this video, I wanted to give an update on XRP and the status of the Great Fakeout. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to throw out two different possibilities. Now, let's quickly discuss what this is on this chart. So this is the macro structure that XRP has. So it's a repetitive structure. This structure has played out many times on the XRP chart. And the essence of this structure is a bull run. We see one here, a decline or a bear market, and then a sideways range-bound time. This idea is repeated over and over again on the XRP chart. We see it played out over here just on a very small scale. So here's the bull run, here's the decline, and here is that sideways range-bound time. We see it over here. Here's the bull run, here's the decline, and we're working through that sideways range-bound time right now. So this sideways range-bound time, I split up into three separate fractals. In fractal 1, we have this part A, where price moves up, it moves back down again, and then part B, where it goes flat and sideways. We see that happen over here. It moved up, it moved down in part A, and then part B went flat and sideways. In fractal 2, it has three waves, wave A, wave B, and wave C. We see that over here with wave A, wave B, and wave C. So in fractal 3, price eventually will move up to a peak, it comes crashing back down, and then it recovers, does a little correction here before moving into the bull run. I'm calling this move up and this move down the Great Fakeout. So if we were to copy this part of the fractal and just paste it over here, this is what it will look like. So this is on a day candle. It's moving that slow, folks. So price has moved up, it's then come down, and as I explained in my previous XRP video, let's zoom in here a little more. The timing is a little different here, so this part coincides with this, and then this part right here coincides with this. This wave is this right here. Originally it went much lower, so this part right here would be this. Okay, so this wave right here is this, and then it comes up to a peak here. This kind of wave is this right here. So in my last video, I had this very small. I thought maybe this could be just that, but as it plays out, I'm thinking it's more like this. Now, if this is the case, we should begin to see it move up again. Now, this has just been going so slow and taking so long to play out. It is definitely on the table. So the Great Fakeout, folks, is on the table. I don't know how high this would go or how low this would go. I am going to show you a different possibility that I talked about in my previous video, and I just want to show you because it is something that XRP could also be following, and if it does, it's going to change the way this plays out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's this fractal right here, this third fractal. This is the third fractal that came right before the one that we have been following. This one over here with the Great Fakeout. So what I would like to do is copy this structure and place it on today's chart. Let's do that. Okay, so here is that structure, copy and pasted on today's chart. Now I matched it to today's timing, height, and depth. And the reason why I have to do that is because while the main idea copies over the main structure, the timing, the height, and the depth of that structure will be original to the new iteration of that structure. So this one is playing out, if it is following this, would be playing out on a larger scale versus the first time it played out. And that is possible because of the timing, height, and depth being unique every single time the structure repeats. So as you can see, there is some definite correlation between what is happening on today's chart versus what this fractal did. So I'm playing the devil's advocate here. This is something that we should be aware of and embrace as a possibility. If this is the case, this little move down would be maybe this exaggerated move down here, and eventually it would move up, and this is the clincher, folks. If this is what is playing out, it would go straight into the bull run. It would not come crashing back down before moving into the bull run. So that is one possibility, and I know it throws uncertainty into the mix, but as you can see, folks, this is something that is in the realm of possibility. Now, in my previous video, I said, well, the reason why I don't think it is because this part here is not accounted for in this structure. And normally this fractal goes deeper. Those are very real concerns of mine. I'm going to continue to play the devil's advocate here. So why this could still be the case, we could potentially, in theory, have some sort of mix between this version of the third fractal and this version of the third fractal, where it's copied this part from this structure and is now doing this part from this structure. I would say something like that maybe is theoretically possible. I haven't really seen many examples of that, but at the same time, I'm not going to rule it out when this does look a lot like what is playing out potentially on today's chart. So let's put the other one on. If we start seeing something that resembles this very closely, then I would say, you know what? We're still doing this right now. Even if we remove this one, I still see a lot of similarity of this fractal in today's chart. So it's one of those points where we need some confirmation. So if we start seeing XRP begin to move up and resemble this, and then it starts doing this right here. Now, mind you, this will take time to play out if this is what is still playing out. If we don't, then I would say we are following the other structure and we're in the bull run. But as of now, I am not going to be so bold and say that we are certainly following the other structure. I'm just throwing the other possibility out just so you are aware of the potential match that is also taking place to the other third fractal. And notice how it is the third fractals that I'm comparing to. Now, I could use recent history. For instance, I could take this structure right here and copy and paste it. Let's do that real quick. So this here is this right here. And as you can see, it is a good match of what is playing out. So even according to this, we are getting close to, we're either at the bottom or just beginning this part up right here. I don't know. Time will tell. The reason why you can use recent history is because charts tend to repeat themes from its recent past, but they are not reliable. So while it is resembling this, it could easily change course and do something different. So they are good guides, but they have a shelf life to them. And at any moment, it could start doing something different. But as you can see, we are, even by this structure, we're potentially getting close to the move up. Now, if it was following the other third range fractal, the one from 2017, it could potentially drop even further. That would be another confirmation, because this drop after the peak, it crashes pretty low. And this is a fairly shallow crash to me. So if we are following this structure over here, one of the telltale signs could be a deeper crash that we would continue doing over here on today's chart. So it would go beyond what this recent history tells us. So I removed those fractals. So folks, that is my little update on the XRP structure and the Great Fakeout. So while there is a good argument saying that we are still on course for it, there is that potential other third fractal that we need to be aware of. So in your plans, take that into consideration. Well, I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, it'd be much appreciated if you hit that thumbs up button. You know, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But if you do enjoy this type of technical analysis and you're not a subscriber yet, I recommend hitting that subscribe button. I'll be continuing to follow this chart as it continues to develop. This is a moment of uncertainty, but as things play out, they will become clearer. And if we are following that third fractal, the one that looks similar but is not the Great Fakeout, the beauty of that is it would put us in the bull run structure much sooner than we currently have thought. Now, again, we may not be following that. We want to see structures that will confirm either one. So that's what I'm going to be on the lookout for. Anyways, I'm so glad you caught this video. I hope you catch my next one. Have a great day, and bye for now.